In today's episode, we're going to be talking about ways that you can start to believe in yourself more fully.
There's been numerous scientific studies showing that there's a direct correlation between what you believe and the levels of success that you can or cannot achieve.
Yes. So grab your cup of coffee, let's dive into this conversation and uncover what it is you are really believing for so that you can up-level your success.
Coffee with MoJo in the morning.
When it comes to believing in yourself, you've got to recognize that whether or not you are aware of what you're believing in every single moment, you're constantly believing for something.
One could say we're probably born to believe.
We are born to believe. That's a great point, Jovan. Expand upon that.
Okay, so when you're born, you have what they call the reptilian brain, and to get a little more technical, it's
That's
your
like, I want milk! Feed me now!
It's your ego
like all
brain.
we
It's
care
basically your survival brain. It's like whatever it takes to survive and keep you safe. So when you're born, it's the first thing your body needs to do is, all right, we need to get you mobile, we need to get you getting food, and we need to get you reproducing. So
so early.
I know,
so
right?
young. My daughter's 2.
So these are the three.
young.
These are kind of the three operations that you have going on in your brain. So everything that you're doing up until that point is leading you to be able to walk, to get food, and to produce. So we have these innate beliefs already in us, and but the good thing about these things is that we're able to adapt people's beliefs, and we're able to create beliefs based off that.
Yes, we are able to create beliefs and unfortunately and or fortunately adapt to people's beliefs. And oftentimes, too often in fact, and I will speak for myself, but I'm sure that you would agree, that we will take on people's BS beliefs about who it is that we are and what we are not capable of. And those little lies just like find their way deep into the inner ethers of our mind, and then they are affecting our continuous thoughts, our words, our actions, which lead to our habits, and then ultimately our level of success.
I mean, those beliefs can be as small as you look so fat in those jeans to you're never going to accomplish anything in your life.
Yeah, or that you have to, you need to know the value of hard work and you must work really hard for money and for happiness in your life. No matter where you are on your journey, you're believing for something right now. And so what we want to encourage you to do is to understand first and foremost that you were born to believe in yourself. You gave the example of the little one, and I can't help but think of our daughter Ahana. Ahana's 2 now. But no joke, like 5 days old, I swear to you, she did a push-up and she rolled over. No one told her she can or she can't do these things. The little kid's 5 days old, but she knew within herself she's capable of more than the individual that she was at that moment.
So knowing now that we're born to believe, and knowing that you can adapt beliefs as your own, now you want to be able to identify the lies that you've been told.
Okay, to be able to identify the lies that you've been told, it really becomes a mindful practice in the moment of asking yourself, when your spouse pisses you off, or when somebody cuts you off in traffic, or when another unexpected bill comes in the mail, like really be asking yourself, what else is going on besides that external event? You have to be able to take your self-awareness just another layer deep, and to try to get to the root of, why are you believing for that thing?
You know what I've noticed about identifying, about just beliefs in general that you've adapted from other people and whatnot, is they usually come from some sort of negative circumstance. You say you're cooking and you burn some toast. Next thing you know, you're like, I'm a terrible cook. All you did was burn toast. Maybe toast isn't your thing. Maybe you're fantastic at making cold foods. Just being a little humorous about it. But usually these negative beliefs, or these beliefs that are put upon you, come from something negative. And they usually come with these words, always or never, like, I'm always late. I'm never good at anything. Once you hear always and once you hear never, you just know that it's a belief that's not of your own.
That is such a good point, Jovan. That is such a good point. It's not a belief that's your own. And as you continue to step into this space of self-awareness and to really just be asking yourself deeper questions, when you're first starting this journey of learning how to believe more fully in yourself and identify those lies, those limiting beliefs that you have adopted and have been identifying with for could be decades. A really great and easy thing to do, or maybe, I don't know if it's easy, but a really simple thing to do is to have an accountability partner, somebody who will lovingly like hold a space for you and call you out on your BS. You know, that might be your significant other, that might be a coworker or a friend, or that might be somebody inside of a community, like our community.
Yes, we have a community called Legacy Leaders Academy. It's a big, giant mastermind of people that are just looking to help one another. And sometimes you just need somebody with equal mind and equal mindset to just either nudge you in the right direction or just remind you that you're better than you are, or you are good enough, and help you reaffirm those positive beliefs. And speaking of positive beliefs, you got to start to play a little bit of make-believe in your life. Because you can make your beliefs. Once you realize that you're born to believe, it's ingrained into your DNA, and then once you identify the lies that other people have told you, or even your ego has told you about yourself, get rid of those, and now let's make some beliefs that are going to actually benefit you.
Accumulated knowledge, continuous repetition, whether you want to call it mantras or words of affirmation, just remembering and reciting to yourself like really the truth of who you are, which is a fully capable, fully worthy, creative being who deserves all of the good in the world just as much as anyone else does. But more than just words of affirmation, right? You have to be able to actually take action.
Exactly, because when you start saying to yourself that these positive things, these positive affirmations, the first thing your ego mind is going to say is prove it.
Yeah, no you can't. Who are you? You know?
Exactly.
Do you have a story?
Well, for me, yeah, I do. So, growing up, I've always admired television. I've always admired writers, and I love reading. And I've always told myself, no one ever told me this, but this is something I always told myself, is like, I am not smart enough to write. I am not smart enough to
No one told you that?
No, this is stuff, this literally came from me. I was like, I'm not smart enough to write. I'm not smart enough to do things, despite evidence that I was a good writer. And of course, my ego was like, prove it. So I started writing, and I started writing, and I started writing. And lo and behold, I wrote this book.
Yeah, but we wrote this book. Actually,
yes, we did.
We wrote this book and we co-illustrated it. And actually, you sharing that story reminds me too. I was challenging you, like, did somebody tell you that you're not a good writer? And you're right. Sometimes we do just put lies on ourselves. I don't know where they come from. Maybe through television, and we like identified with that character, and we're like, oh yeah, like we're just like her. I don't know, because nobody actually ever said to me I was not a good writer. I too won a writing contest in like 3rd grade. I was a published author by 3rd grade for a little short story about pigs, and it got published in the local newspaper. And then for years was just told like writing is pointless. Like I told myself that I'm not good at it, it's pointless and whatnot. But through our continuous mastermind of ourselves and just constantly elevating and trying to uproot some of those beliefs that are not serving either one of us, you're right, we finally did create this book. And to piggyback off of that, I never ever thought I was artistic. And I'm gonna tell you, I drew him. The initial one, and then Jovan did all the rest of the work.
Right. So
it's a lie.
So you literally you literally can control your beliefs. You literally really are the captain of your ship, the pilot of your plane, if you allow yourself to be. So if you're experiencing a life that isn't matching up to what you thought it should be, you need to take charge of that. You need to realize that you're born to believe. You need to identify the lies that you're telling yourself or that are being told to you. And then you need to go ahead and make believe.
Make believe, rewrite those lies, rewrite those stories, and take some serious action. And you can start taking action right now by telling us in the comments below, what are you believing for?
And remember, the best conversations happen over at mindfulmamastv.com. Be sure to subscribe to our email list and become a MoJo Insider. You'll gain exclusive content that is not shared anywhere else.
Also, be ready to master your mind and to live your legacy, because after all, you and your kiddos deserve the best. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time right here on Coffee with MoJo.